Hey everybody, Nico here and welcome to the Trading Setup channel. Every year the market changes. The sentiment and activity and price rhythm all shift. But one thing never changes. The trader who can't adapt always loses to the one who can. 2026 will be a year of changes. Volatility, news, sudden spikes and quiet phases. If you want to work calmly and consciously, you must understand not only how indicators work, but how to adjust them to the market's character. But before we move to practice, I would like to remind you, I've created a free club where I share insights from years of experience. It includes setups and trade results, both mine and my subscribers. You'll also find an interactive deposit management table based on the martingale system. It helps control risks and maintain balance even in tough market conditions. Just enter an amount and the table automatically calculates the sequence of steps. This system has already helped hundreds of traders stabilize their trading. Go see for yourself the results achieved by the community. Click on the link in the description, download the materials and save them while access is open. Now, let's get to the core of today's video. For today's strategy, we're going to be doing something that might seem a little bit complicated at first, but it is in fact quite simple. And once you get the hang of it and you stick to the rules, you'll find that it is actually a very decent strategy to add to your arsenal. Before we start trading, we need to set up our platform. We're going to do that now quick. We're going to be adding two indicators today. We're going to be adding the rate of change indicator. There we go. So rate of change, and then we're going to be adding the ADX as well. Now, just always change the colors of my ADX. You do not need to do this. This does not affect your strategy at all. I just like, I want my DI plus to be green and my DI minus to be red. Okay, so we're going to be using these two indicators and it's in fact quite simple. What we're going to be looking for is, the first condition is that one of the DIs must be above the ADX and one of them must be below the ADX. Okay, so in areas like this, we are not going to be taking trades. This is where we're going to be looking for entries in areas like this. So the DI minus in this case is below the ADX. We can see that the ADX itself, which is the yellow line, is steadily rising. And then we're going to look at the rate of change as well. Okay, so the idea behind this is that if we find that the DI minus is below the ADX, if we were in a bearish move, it would have been reversed. The DI minus would have been above and the DI plus be at the bottom. But we're going to look for areas where the rate of change is rising. And when I say rising, I mean rising like this, because this is dropping. We can see that the rate of change is making lower lows. So we're not going to be trading here, but it needs to be rising. And then we'll see that the ADX, or sorry, the DI plus line or the DI minus, depending on which one we use, they tend to move up and down as well. So it's a bit different for the DI minus, and I'll show you guys why in a bit, but this will be a decent example of a trade we could have taken. We are on 30-second charts and we are going to be taking 1-minute trades, by the way. So we had the DI minus cross down here below the ADX, and we can see that there's a sharp move up here on the on the rate of change and on the DI plus. And that's where we could have taken a buy trade for 1 minute. So this is the kind of setups we're going to be looking for. Even if the rate of change does make a little pullback or the DI plus makes a little pullback, when it lifts again, as long as the conditions are met that the DI minus is below the ADX, we're going to be taking some trades. And also it mustn't, this will be an example of a trade we're definitely not going to take, because the rate of change is coming down. So we want to catch it while it's moving upwards like this. You do not want to do this in a downwards move. Okay, so we're going to look for areas where the rate of change is moving upwards, and then we're going to look for at whatever the DI is doing. We're going to see if we can look some trades, and that's it. And if I maybe didn't explain something properly, I'm sure you guys are going to get it when we start actually trading. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so now that we're all set up, we can start flipping through some assets and see if we can pick up some trades. We're just going to go down the list. And like I said, first thing we're going to look at is whether the DI plus or the DI minus is above the ADX and the other DI below. That's our first condition. So in this case, this is touch and go, and my rate of change, we can see it's not really going upwards. It started making new lows here, so we're not going to look at this. But the first thing we're going to look at is definitely this. Okay, so for downwards moves, the rate of change is flipped, so we're doing the opposite. So what we want to see now is we want to see a rate of change turn downwards and then the DI plus turn upwards. If this happens, we're going to take a sell trade. Just zoom in a little bit. We want this to turn down and we want this to turn up. We're going to have to wait for the candle to close though. Once it does, and it does turn, we will take our entries. The rate of change is coming down, but we're going to have to wait for the close of the candle for the DI plus to go up. We are there in a few seconds. I'm going to take a sell. Okay, so we did not see a turn up. This pushback on the end of the candle took out the drop. Right, DI plus is still moving downwards. So we'll give it another candle or so. It's 30-second candles. If this candle pushes up, this is not going to give us a trade. We want a decent red candle at the moment, and we are getting to the close. There's the close. Okay, so this asset is out for us. Okay, another example, although the DI minus is not below the ADX, unfortunately. If it was, I would have been on the lookout here for trades, for trade entries, buy specifically, as soon as they both turned up. These two turned up, but like I said, we don't have the DI minus below the ADX. Same example here. DI plus, unfortunately, in this case, is not below. Let's just see if we can find an asset. Okay, so our conditions are met for now, and we should be able. There we go. So there's the push upwards on the rate of change. We now want to see the DI plus turn upwards. Okay, let's just do this quick. Let's just make it a little bit more visible. Maybe you as well. Okay, so we want the DI plus or DI minus, which is the red line, to turn upwards, and we want the rate of change to turn down now. If it does, we can go with the sell trade. If it doesn't, we'll go to the next asset. We have 10 seconds left on this candle, but we are seeing price now making new highs. It's pushing past this level here. So this looks like we might be heading north. We could see a turn here. There we go. Let's just see. If we do get a decent red candle here, this is definitely going to turn downwards and this is going to turn upwards. So if that happens, we can go with the sell trade. And like I said, if not, well, then we are going to look at a different asset. There we go. There's the turning upwards of the DI plus. There goes the rate of change, and on the close of the candle, we're just going to go with this. We had the turn upwards there, which we wanted. We had the turn down there, which we wanted. And 1 minute trade on a 30-second chart. Now we just need to wait for the expiry target to run out and see what happens. And we are halfway through the trade. Let's see if it's going to give us our red candle or if it's going to be stubborn and get a green candle. We are almost done with this. There we go. Beautiful trade. Okay, so it's a bit tricky when we are moving downwards, because then you want the rate of change to turn downwards, because price is moving downwards, but the DI minus needs to turn upwards. Remember, the DI minus and the DI plus shows us direction on the ADX. So when the DI minus, the higher it goes, the faster price is falling. So it's opposite for bearish movements and from what it is for bullish movements. So we look at the at the rate of change indicator. We look at it differently when price is falling than we do when price is rising. Although we look at the DI plus and the DI minus in the same way, they both need to turn upwards. So it can be a little bit tricky. It is not that complicated really, but it can be a little bit tricky. Like I said, a little bit of practice and you'll get the hang of it. Let's see if we can pick up something else. I'm just going to start at the top of the list again. We do have something building here, it seems. Our DI minus is below the line. So we have a dominant DI plus. We have the rate of change going up. So what we're looking for is we just want to see if we had the drop there. So this is the turn upwards. We now need the DI plus to turn up. If it does, we can go with a buy trade. If not, we're not going to get into this trade. And there's a very good chance it's not going to, because we have hit a very decent resistance area here. There's a fairly good chance that we're going to see price drop from here. But depends on what we see on indicators. So let's see. If we get the turn upwards here, we're in. We're going to take a buy trade, no problem. But we're going to have to wait for the close of this candle, which is 20 seconds away. And if it goes green, this DI plus simply won't turn upwards. I'm sorry, if it goes red, this DI plus won't turn upwards. So let's see what happens. Until the candle is closed, we can not say what's going to happen. Okay, so there we go. This trade is gone, because now my DI minus has got lifted out, broke through the 80x. It's above the 80x as well now. So it doesn't matter if this turns up now. Our trade is gone because both our DI lines is above the 80x. Let's see if we can find something else. Okay, so we have this case again. We are in a downwards move, so we want the rate of change to go downwards. What we also want to see is we want to see the DI plus or DI minus, which is dominant. We want to see it lift, which means if it does lift, it's going to confirm the bearish direction for us. If it doesn't, again, we're not going to have an entry here. It's not lifting, we're pushing upwards on this. The DI plus is pulling through now, so this entry is going to void for us as well. We have a crossover here. We have a crossover. There's the lift, there's the down. We're going to wait to see what happens on the close of this candle. I'll be able to take a sell trade. I'm just going to have to wait for it to close. We are 15 minutes away, 10 seconds away now. We'll just wait for the close of the candle, and then we're going to get in and we're going to take a sell trade for 1 minute. Here we go. My DI plus is below the 80x line. My rate of change has turned downwards, and my DI minus has turned upwards on this candle here. So I'm just going with it. And again, we just need to wait for the expiry timer to run out and see what it does to us. With no guarantee we're going to win. As with any other strategy, you are going to have losses. There's no strategy that's going to give you a 100% win rate. That doesn't exist. But there are strategies that are better than others, and that's what we need to find and look at. It looks like this is going to burn us, being very stubborn here. But in the end, we did get the win. Price is still heading down. Okay. We missed an entry here. Unfortunate. This is a very simple strategy. It is definitely going to take some practice to get used to this, especially because of the fact that when price is falling, we look at the rate of change that needs to be falling as well. But the DI we'll always be looking for the turn upwards on the DI. So a lot of people get confused because of the DI plus and DI minus. The fact that we look at both of those the same way, but we look at the rate of change differently depending on the direction. But I hope you guys understand this. As with any other strategy, please practice this first. That's what demo accounts are for. This is not a magic strategy. You will lose trades. As with any other strategy. People think they see this stuff on YouTube and they think somebody's got a magic strategy that's giving them a 100% win rate. Some people even advertise that. It doesn't exist. I lose trades throughout the day. It's part of trading. It's how many of those we lose during the day that makes a difference. So please practice everything you see, whether it's on this channel, whether it's somewhere else. If somebody gives you a strategy, please test it first, practice it first, see if it really works, see if you get the hang of it. Okay, thank you guys for watching this, and I hope you understand what this was about. And yes, that's it. And now some good news. If this approach resonates with you, if you want to see how I apply this strategy in practice, how I conduct analysis and break down trades in real time, I invite you to my private trading community. It's not just a chat, it's a full working environment where live sessions take place daily. We analyze real market situations, and I share strategies and setups I personally use. To join, message me directly. The contact is in the description below this video. I select participants manually to maintain an atmosphere of discipline and growth. The number of spots is limited because I want to work with each person individually. Over time, this community will evolve in an autonomous traders club where every member grows consciously and systematically. And if you simply want to observe the process, learn new strategies and market adaptations for 2026, subscribe to the channel. Here, I share practice, logic, and real examples that help develop the mindset of a trader, not a gambler. The main goal is to learn to think structurally, to understand the market, not react to it. And with this mindset, 2026 will become your year of confidence, calmness, and a systematic growth in trading. Build your system, and then the market will become your ally, not your enemy.